All right, so I got the barreled action from the last video stuck in the chassis. So this is now the 25 by 47. I did shoot a red brush match over the weekend with the 6BR in the chassis, which is the first time that I've shot the ACC Elite in a match. Still working out some testing on it. The balance is definitely different than the MPABA comp that I was running before. So far I'm liking it. Playing a little bit of whether I'm going to use the thumb shelf or not, just how I guess currently pull or press the trigger in. So, but a little about what we have here. Went ahead and moved the Mark V over and the spur mount. So you guys can see the Elite. I've added, I got kind of a blue and brassy gold going on. You can see I got that brassy bolt handle. I've got some vinyl that I've cut to match some of the, say the details on the rifle. Have the 5x5 cover there that's a 3D printed bag rider, and their grip on there, which essentially moves your hand forward to, in my opinion, better align with the trigger there. Trying to play around a little bit with where my 2-round saber is going to go. Let's see. I'm playing around with weight locations. These are, if you guys haven't seen these, L3I makes some brass exterior weights. So I'm playing around with where those are at. With this 26-inch barrel, I do have it a little bit more forward than I like it, so I may have to play around with whether or not I run 1 or 2 or any exterior brass weights. But some of that's going to come down to the recoil, because I think with this setup, I'm about 2 pounds lighter than what I was before with a shorter barrel, and just some things I had to do to get the BA comp to, I want to say, balance where I want it. Do have the stud there for the OBI link system, and then have the Maverick on the front end of that. All right, so down here loading some ammunition this morning for the 25 by 47. Yes, it says 6.5, but it's been neck down. Kind of what I want to talk about with this. We've already talked a little bit about, come over here, the dies, the bushings that are there. So this is that 6.5 by 47 die here. So kind of over my time of using a arbor press, which we'll talk about in a second, the seating PSI, outside of just measuring the neck tension, I may have mentioned this in a different video. You measure an empty case after it's been sized, and then you measure a case after the outside diameter of the neck here. Once a bullet's been seated, you're going to say, okay, well, it's 0.003 of neck tension. Well, in my experience, when you get over to the arbor press, and how many PSI also has an actual impact on the quality of the ES and the SDs, and also just in general in the way that it shoots. So a couple things that I was doing with this, right now what I have in there is just the regular decapping stem. You can see it popping out the bottom here. It is not an internal mandrel. I ran it both ways. I think it's close. I was getting some early testing or readings where I wanted the PSI range. I felt like the internal mandrel left it a little bit low PSI on the virgin brass, Lapua brass that I have here. So I ran the first of this down when I was necking it down with only the external bushing, necking down this with no expander as part of that. It's given me, we'll step back over here, it's given me around 50 PSI, which I run my BR. They're right around 45. I get really good results when I get up into like the 60, 70, and 80. We'll say more than 70 and 80, which I was getting for a while with the bushing and die combination. Just kind of testing and playing around with some stuff. I was not getting great SDs, and I was getting even worse grouping. I changed my BR back down. It was averaging around 45 PSI, and that thing was back to shooting one hole groups with really good ESs and SDs. So, you know, a lot of people, they seat on their traditional press. You're not going to get the level of information. So we've talked a little bit about the seater die. So ultimately what happens, I'll try and do it with one hand here, just since I didn't grab the tripod out this morning. You essentially stick your case and all that up there. You put it under there. Obviously, I already got the bullet seat in this one, so it's not the same. But you know, and then you press it down. This head comes down. This whole thing is adjustable here to, and you start pressing, and then eventually you get to a point, and you're going to see a let up on that thing, or you're going to feel it in the seating of the bullet, and it'll tell you what that seating pressure is at. Obviously, if it's already seated, you could get it to go up higher than that, but you'll feel and see the difference on the gauge or in the actual seating of the bullet. So I got this to work out with the current combination to about 50 PSI, which I think should be the ticket based upon my prior experience.
All right. AI AW mags. Got these to feed really, really well. We'll see if I eat my words on feeding any of these through the rifle. Start with 5. See how close I am. 0 from the BR. Turn the level on. Get it leveled out. Work the parallax out. Shake my head a bit. Get ready to give you a first shot impression here. Let's see. Come back. Need to grab, well, let me grab a chronograph. Be back. Grab the Garmin out of the truck. Get this guy spun on here, powered up. New Session rifle. 135. All right. Got a few extra holes down there. Figure out which one I'm shooting through. So that was 2660. $26.65. The first one was $26.66. So that's second shot was $26.65.8. So a couple shots in. SD of 0.2. Pretty near one hole down there. I'm gonna go ahead and make the correction. I'll slip the turrets here in a second. A bit more recoil. It's been a while since I've shot the GT, but could be similar. Take another one here. $26.58. $26.61. So first 5 shots out of it, really good. Printing one hole down there. Ooh, about dropped one through the trailer. 4 more. Oops. 5 more. Set them back. Take 5 more shots. Oh no, lost them under the, slow down on the reload. Still 26.66. All right. Let me get the brass. I'll walk you guys down there and we'll look at the first group out of the 25x47 from here. It's pretty much a cluster of awesome. So we'll go take a peek. All right.
So that's where I started before I adjusted. These were other shots. Little pink paint splatter. Was there 8 shots in that thing? So definitely probably no bigger than a third, 3/10 of an inch, maybe a little bit better, somewhere around there. So pretty, I mean, there's my pinky. Pretty awesome first 8 shots. And then if you thought you overlap that group in there, pretty dang good, because those centers are probably less than 1/4 of an inch. This one there to there probably gets closer to 3/10 of an inch. So really freaking good. You can see I painted that behind there. Almost looks like one shot. So that's the one group. That's the other group. Almost looks like one shot right in there. So pretty freaking jacked that I think my standard deviation across the 8 shots was 6.5 or 6.8 feet per second across those, and then it prints a group like that. So I'm actually going to get my wife to shoot it. We're out shooting today, so let her have a little fun, and I'm going to sight in the 6.5 PRC for longer range accuracy, accuracy Indiana, shooting out to 1 mile next weekend. And I'm going to shoot the 6.5 PRC for the whole thing, so move some stuff around on that and hopefully get that group together. So.
God, where is it?
Squeeze that bag.
Yeah. Okay, there we go. Got it. Sorry, I keep...
No, it's fine.
Okay.
I dropped a couple down there too, so. Should be maybe one more in there. You're good.
Pretty cool.
Yeah. Puts the hammer to it, doesn't it?
Yeah. It's fun.